Okay, so right now I'm going to explain an algorithm which is called Insertion Sort. Okay, and basically this algorithm is, well, there's a lot of algorithms that there's a lot of types of algorithms. Okay, and this one for is going to sort a list. Okay, and basically let's just imagine we had a list of numbers. Okay, we had 3, 8, and 1. Okay, a really easy way to organize or order this list from the smallest to the biggest value would be the following. Okay, would be to go and see, okay, I'm gonna get the first value, and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna put that value here. Is there any value here? There isn't, so we just place it here. Okay, now we say, okay, now we say next number, 8. We get it, and we say, is there any number there? There is. What is the where should it go? It should go after the 3. Okay, so that list is sorted. Okay, now next number, 1. Is there any number in the list? There is. Where should it be? Should go in front of the 3. Okay, and as I suppose you're expecting, number 2, is there any number in this list? There is. Where should it go? Here. Okay, and now we have a sorted list. Okay, so that would be, this is more or less the way to go. Okay, but it's not. Okay, there's a way to do it in just one list. And how can we do this in only one list? Well, the way to do it in one list, okay, let's just pretend we have this list here. On top we have the indexes, okay, of this array of this list. And what we're going to do is, let's just suppose we have a value, okay, and let's just call like a variable called value, and this is going to store every single digit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the first value, and we're going to say, okay, value is equal to 7, and let's just assume, even though it's not, okay, let's just call that is blank. Okay, so we call number 7, and we say, is there anything to the left? There isn't. So then place it back where it was. Now we go to the second value. Okay, and we say, okay, second value, we store it as value, and let's just assume again that's called blank, and we say, okay, is there anything to the left? There is. And we go and check the 7, we go and check back, and we say, okay, this value here, is 1 less than 7? It is. And we shift this here, and then we say, okay, now is 1 less than 5? Is 1 less than anything else? There's nothing else on the left, is there? So then we place it there. And now we have a list, we have a sublist, okay, or a subset of these values, which is ordered. Okay, then let's keep going. We go to the third value, or second index. We start as a value, and we call that blank. Remember, that's not blank, that's just an analogy. And we say, okay, now 5, we're going to go to the index before, and we're going to say blank minus 1. Okay, so now we say, okay, go to blank minus 1, 7, and we say, is blank minus 1 equal to 5? It is. Well, is it greater than 5? It is. And then we say, okay, now 1 minus, so we go another one. Now we say, okay, let's go to this one now, to 1 minus. Is 5 greater than 1? It is. Therefore, we just keep it there. Okay, and now we have a sorted unset again, a subset of 3 values. We go again, and we go to the next value, and we say 2. We store it as an array, and we call that blank. Remember, again, I'm gonna get sick of saying this. It's not blank, it stores 2, but it's just an analogy. And we say, okay, now 7, it takes 7. Is 7 greater than 2? It is. Is 5 greater than 2? It is. Is 1 is 1 greater than 2? It's not. Then we place it. And as you can see here, we're doing a pattern, because this part here, this little subset, is already organized, it's already sorted. Therefore, it's like if we had two sets, even though we actually don't. And we're gonna keep doing that until we're gonna have a sorted list. Okay, and that's basically the way we're going to do it. Okay, and how are we going to develop it? Okay, basically we're going to have a for loop, and we're going to say, okay, we have a for loop, and we need to start from where do we start? Well, we start from this value, remember, because this value here, there's nothing to compare to the left, where we're going to start from I, which is index, is going to be it's going to be 1. Then we're going to say I has to be less than the number of elements minus 1. Why minus 1? Because the very last, because we're organizing every single element except the very last one, except the very first one, so that's why it's n minus 1. And then we're going to say n is the number of the number of elements, okay? We're going to say I plus plus. And what are we going to have in this for loop? Well, we have the for loop, okay, and that's just keeping track of every single thing. What were we doing before? What we were doing, we were just calling a value, so we're going to say value is equal to the array, don't know what I'm doing, the array I. So as we were doing, okay, array I has remember we're replacing the value of I, of like the not of I but of the element, and we're calling that blank. So we have that, okay, and then we said blank, okay, is equal to, what is blank equal to? Is equal to I, okay. Blank is equal to I, and then what are we saying? We're saying, is the previous number, is blank minus 1 equal, is a greater than value, okay? And if it is, we need to swap, okay? Uh, so what are we going to do is we're going to have a while loop here, and we're going to say while, there has to be two conditions, right? Well, the first condition is that the blank has to be greater than 0, because we don't want it, it's gonna check this one until it gets to 0, okay? So if it gets to, okay, so it has to always be greater than 0, okay? Always. So that's one condition, because it's not just gonna keep going to -1, -2, -3, and there's nothing there, so we're just gonna go to an infinite loop. And then while blank is equal to 0, and what else? Well, we need to check if the value is greater than is greater than blank minus 1, okay? Because if that's blank, we need to check if the value is greater than blank minus 1. So what do we do? Well, blank is only storing the position of it. So what do we need to do? Well, what we need to do is we need to do and. I'm gonna move everything, okay, just to have a bit more space. So while blank is greater than 0 and array blank minus 1 is greater than value, okay, so if blank minus 1 is greater than value, what do we need to do? Well, we need to say array blank, okay, Jesus, my handwriting, array blank, okay, so what are we doing? So what we're doing, remember, we're checking is 4, just think about it for a second, okay, is 4 greater than 7? Is 7 greater than 4? It is. So what are we doing? Remember, we're moving this one to here, okay? So array blank is going to insert. We're going to insert there array blank minus 1, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're moving one digit to another one, okay? And also, what are we going to say? Well, now blank still has I, so we need to say that blank, that's still blank, so we need to say blank is equal to blank minus 1. Blank is going backwards, isn't it? So now we're saying blank minus minus, okay? So blank is equal to blank minus 1. So we're taking 1 away from blank. And let's just close that, the while loop. And then after the while loop, okay, so it's going to check again. The while loop is going to go again. It's going to say, okay, blank is here. Blank is in number 3. It's going to say, is 4 greater? Is 5 greater than 4? It is. Remember, we move this array blank, which is 5, is going to we're going to insert into it array blank minus 1. We've done that, and then blank minus 1. So now what's the name? Blank becomes position 2, okay? We have that. What do we do now? Well, we check again. We do is 2 greater than 4? Is not. So what happens now? Well, that's a really interesting question, and I'm going to tell you. Just let me move everything, okay, because I should have planned this before. Okay, so now that's not, what do we need to do? Well, we need to insert number 4 in there, don't we? Well, how do we do that? Well, all we have to say is array, that's after the while loop, array blank is equal to value. And we finish the for loop, okay? So that's just it, okay? So if you want to see that insertion in code, let's just, you know, if I'm honest, I don't know what I did with the code. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing. We have a for loop. We're going to say value is equal to array, blank is equal to I. So while blank is greater than 0 and array blank minus 1 is equal to value, I want to the array blank, remember this blank here, it has to become blank minus 1 and a blank minus minus, because we need to shift the blank to the left, okay, because if you know, that's just the way it is. And then while that's finished, okay, so when blank gets to 0 or we find a value that is greater than that is not greater than the value, then the while loop is never going to occur, okay. So something happens, the while loop finishes, and then remember we need to insert, as we said before, we need to insert number 4 into the array blank. So basically here, and that's it, okay. And we're gonna go through a for loop, because remember I keeps track of every single one. We're gonna go one by one. Remember, we're gonna go 1, then this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, okay. And that's about it, okay. And this little for loop here is just to print the values. So we have an array with 7 with n, which is 7. N is the number of elements, okay. So if you want to run it, okay, that's an unsorted list, and we're going to sort it out. And let me save, and if we run it, Insertion Sort, and we run it, you see we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay. So now you see that that works. What do we do now? Well, what we do now is basically, what do we need to do now? Well, there's a little error, as you can see. What's the little error? The little error is 1. There's one of the numbers that hasn't been changed. And why is that? Well, I actually never noticed, but I think it's because we have to go through every single value. So if I run it again, now it's sorted, okay? So we're going through n. I don't know why I said here n minus 1. I just must have copied it wrong. I don't know why I said n minus 1. Okay, so we have to go from I. It has to check every single value, okay? And the first one as well is not going to check it, and that's why we have blank is greater than 0. Okay, that's why the first while loop is not happening. Okay, so I hope that video was interesting. If you want to, we can run it. You can just turn off that now, because I know that's working. But if we change the array to have negative numbers, array 7. Oh yeah, there's 2 arrays. Sorry, I forgot to name that one. Array 2. I can see minus 6, minus 4, minus 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so that sorts as well. So that's a way to sort. And this is called the insertion algorithm. Okay, and I hope that was really helpful. And if it was, please let me know. And if it wasn't, please let me know as well in the comments or anywhere. Just text me or whatever. And okay, so yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Well, I suppose I hope you did. And if you didn't, let me know as well, and let's see what we can do about it. Okay, so thank you for watching.